So this chapter is titled Does a Bear Shit in the Woods? Which is by far one of my favorite sayings of all time. It's meant to be used as something pretty obvious. Like when you say to somebody, hey, does a bear shit in the woods? That's because they asked you an obvious question that should have an obvious answer. And so in this case, I'm using it for something that should be obvious, yes. However, I'm really referring to you needing to get back to nature. And that sounds pretty easy. It should be. However, there's many of us that live in the city that don't have the opportunity to go to like a park, or we don't have a good backyard, or there's no woods around us. And so it's an opportunity for you to really get in touch with nature. And it doesn't have to be much. It can be super simple. If you have a big backyard, it can be sitting on your back porch, having a cup of coffee, watching the birds, watching the squirrels, just paying attention, having that awareness. You hear a dog barking down the road, you can say, oh, I hear a dog barking, or I hear Bob's dog barking. Or you hear a couple of birds chirping, you're like, no, I hear 3 birds chirping, and one's on that tree right there. It's having that awareness and being present in nature. My family and I, because we live here in Florida, we actively spend time on the beach. And now, being a fisherman, I can't just sit on the beach. However, I am there. I'll fish from the shore. I'll be wading in the water, and I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to the waves. I'm paying attention to some of the other wildlife that swims by or flies by. I'm paying attention to the people walking by. Paying attention to the sun direction, the breeze. Everything is that awareness, and being in touch with nature and out in nature is important to that. There's so many of us that wake up, go to work, come home, and stay inside. We don't get outside at all. This is what I'm saying to change. When you have that time in nature, even if it's once a week, once a day, but regularly have that time in nature, you're going to feel more fulfilled. You're going to be able to take deep breaths. You're going to say, yeah, I spent some time outside. I wasn't buried inside my entire life. And do that with your kids, your spouses, your siblings, your coworkers. Get in touch with nature. And again, I say in the chapter, I'm not telling you to go build a treehouse, live off the lay of the land, and poop into bags, unless that's your thing, and then I don't want to know about it. However, just spend some time in nature, even if it means walking the dog down to the park, or you going to the park and walking around it a couple times. Whatever that is for you, however small or big that is for you, just get in touch with nature. Spend some time in there. Spend some time with nature, whether it's the woods, the park, the beach, whatever it is for you, and start seeing your life be more fulfilled. Start seeing yourself feel better about yourself, having spent that time out there. All right, we'll see you in the next chapter, and enjoy.